On a Christmas Eve in a forgotten Igbo village, the man chosen to die disappeared. The elders called him Matsi Okafor, a hunter by trade, quiet by nature, a man whose name carried both respect and distance. He lived on the edge of the forest, where the drums sounded softer and the spirits felt closer. For years, he had obeyed the village customs without question. He paid his dues, greeted the shrines from afar, and kept his head low when matters of destiny were discussed. This year, destiny called his name. The rains had failed. Children coughed through the night. Goats refused to breed. The elders whispered beneath the idolatry, their voices thin with worry. The priest did not shout. He did not need to. His silence was heavier than words. The oracle had spoken. The land demanded a life, not in blood, not in spectacle, but in surrender. A willing man, a strong one, a hunter whose spirit could appease what men could not see. They chose Matsi Okafor. When the message reached him, it came wrapped in honor, the kind that leaves no room for refusal. Women avoided his eyes. Men spoke gently, as if he were already half gone. His compound filled with murmurs, with prayers that felt more like goodbyes. That night, the drums began far away, slow and steady, like a heartbeat counting down. Matsi Okafor sat alone, sharpening a blade he did not intend to use. Not on animals, not on himself. He thought of the forest paths he knew by memory. He thought of mornings that smelled of smoke and dew. He thought of a world beyond the village, one he had never needed, until now. As the moon climbed higher, he stood, lifted his bag, and walked into the darkness. He did not run. He slipped between trees like a shadow that had learned patience. The drums followed him for a while, then faded. By dawn, he reached the abandoned mission house at the far edge of the old trade road. It had been empty for years, its cross leaning, its walls cracked by time. Traders sometimes slept there. Missionaries once sang there. Now, it held dust and forgotten things. Inside, among broken benches and olden books, he found a wooden box. It was wrapped in cloth that smelled of camphor and journeys. Inside lay a costume, red fabric, white trim, a beard like snow. A trader's leftover, perhaps. A costume meant for markets and laughter. Matsi Okafor held it as if it were fragile. He had seen such a figure once years ago, when a radio crackled with foreign songs and children spoke of a man who brought gifts. Santa. The hunter laughed, a short, broken sound. Fate, it seemed, had a sense of irony. By nightfall, he returned, not as Matsi Okafor, but as something the village had never seen. The drums were louder now. Torches flickered. Elders gathered. Children huddled close to their mothers, sensing the weight in the air without understanding it. Then footsteps echoed from the path. Gasps rippled through the crowd. A large red figure emerged from the darkness, bells softly chiming. White beard. Deep laugh. A sack slung over one shoulder. The children stared, frozen between fear and wonder. One laughed. Another followed. Soon, curiosity replaced silence. "Who is this?" an elder whispered. Santa walked slowly, deliberately, as if each step rewrote the night. He handed out small things, fruits he had gathered, carved toys he once made during quiet seasons, stories shaped into smiles. He bent to children's level. He laughed loudly, generously. The priest stepped forward, confusion etched across his face. This was not in the patterns. This was not in the signs. For a moment, the drums faltered. And in that moment, something shifted. Fear loosened its grip. Laughter rose. The weight of destiny lifted, just enough for breath. No chants followed. No ritual words were spoken. Only the sound of joy, unexpected, unstoppable. Before dawn, Santa walked away. By morning, the village woke to silence. The drums were still, the shrine untouched. The elders spoke of signs they could not explain, of how the land did not take that night, of how children slept without coughing, of how sometimes the gods listened to joy as much as they did to sacrifice. Matsi Okafor was never seen again. Some say he became a wanderer, carrying laughter where fear once ruled. Others say the forest took him kindly. But every Christmas Eve, when drums echo faintly and children scan the paths, the elders lower their voices. They remember the night fear met joy. And Christmas won. Merry Christmas.